Right, hello everybody! It is Ordinal Wolf, and today we are back in Minecraft. So today we're going to be checking out a new, well, not a new mod, but a mod that has been updated for 1.14. So today we're going to be looking at blue power. So, to start off with, I shall go through some of the blocks that have been added to the game, as well as we'll follow that up with machines and other items later on. So, to start us off with, we have got a selection of lamps, all different colours of the rainbow. So we start off with like white, orange, blah 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 blah. So there's purple, blue, yellow, green, pink, black. Was that black? No, that's grey, light grey. There's like cyan, more purples, pinks, blues, browns, greens, reds, and then black. Three different lamps here. So we just have your standard lamp, then we also have a cage lamp, and then a fixture lamp. These ones are all redstone activated. These are just the standard ones. There are also inverted alternatives to these, which basically means that they do not require a redstone activation. These ones, however, require redstone activation. I have not put down anything to activate them because basically, since Optifine isn't updated for 1.14 yet, and also these mods are early in beta, performance issues definitely occur when trying to use a lot of them, so I decided to keep them off just to ensure that I didn't lag like a mother trucker. Blue power adds also a whole load of ores and blocks. So basically, I know it says silence mechanisms, but that's just because it auto dictionary to these, but blue power, the mod, actually adds these blocks as well. So basically, you get a zinc ore, you get a copper ore, an amethyst ore, a ruby ore, a teslatite ore, a sapphire ore, a malachite ore, silver ore, and a tungsten ore. So these are all found within your average kind of like world. You can find them in caves at varying Y levels. And yeah, so they can all be used for crafting. So for, say, stuff like amethyst, ruby, sapphire, malachite, you know, and teslatite, you actually get little items. So for these ones, you get obviously your amethyst gems, ruby gems, sapphire gems, and malachite gems. And then teslatite, you get like a little powdered form. And then obviously you get the respective ores for the, you know, other ores. And basically you can then smelt them into blocks, and then with the gems you can turn them into blocks as well. So there's a respective block for each of the different ores added as well. So those are some of the blocks that are also added. You also have two types of glass that are added. So you have sapphire glass and reinforced sapphire glass, which is what's a bit more protective to explosions. So pretty helpful. Moving on, you will also see that we have some decorative block additions. So in your world, you will have naturally generated basically volcanoes, and then also marble can be found generated within caves in the game. Basalt in general can be used to create a handful of decorative blocks, from bricks to cobble to pavers to, you know, tiles, and then this awesome as cracked basalt kind of smoking block. And then the combination of both basalt and marble can be used to make these kitchen-like tiles, but called basalt and marble tiles. And then obviously marble itself can be used to create some variations of marble bricks, tiles, pavers, and whatnot. So these can be, we're basically just really easily found within your world, and it's very similar to Minecraft's internal brick recipes and stuff. So I recommend using just enough items, or JEI, to use the recipes for that, but it's very simple. You basically put your basalt or marble and then different configurations for each, and you can get these different alternative brick layouts. So it's quite nice, quite easy, quite simple. Other than that, the only other thing that's really added to your in-game generation is the rubber tree. It has grown a massive oak tree, but you will be likely to get rubber from these trees in particular. I believe blue power is still a work in progress, very much so. So a lot of this stuff is very early beta and alpha, or whatever he's kind of labeled it as at the moment. So not all features are currently working, as I will further explain later on. Rubber sapling is one of these things. So basically, you know, if you're going to play with this mod, just expect not all features to be kind of around as of yet. Right, so next up we have a couple of machines which have been added. So we basically have an ejector, we have a block breaker, an igniter, and a deployer. So just to show you guys what these things all do, they all do different things. So so for the ejector, for example, this is very similar to your in-game Minecraft dropper. However, activated with a redstone signal, drops an item. So say if I was to place gold ore on there, it then dispenses there and shoots it out, which is very cool and handy. And then you also have this block breaker, which I've got aimed at this piece of gold ore here. And then when activated, it shall break Z block. So very cool. And then next up we have the igniter. So I'm going to stand away from this block right here because it's facing that block. When, you know, obviously activated with redstone, it shall ignite the block it is placed in front of. So that's very useful for stuff like portals and stuff if you want to automate that. I don't know why you would want to automate another portal construction, but I guess if that's what you fancy, then that's what you fancy. And then you also have the deployer. So this is basically the alternative to the block breaker, where it's actually meant to deploy a block. So for example, if I take this gold ore, I put these gold ores in there before, but for some reason it is no longer in there. Very weird. So yeah, gold ore places gold ore. So, well, not just gold ore, but places any block placed within this internal buffer of it. Right, and next up we basically have some of the machines as well as power. So, to start off with, you're going to be making two basic things. So you've got your basic alloy furnace, which doesn't utilize power, and it utilizes bog standard coal. And you also be making your project table, which is like an upgraded version of your crafting table. Very useful. So the project table in general allows you to store items in these slots down here. And then you also have this clear button, and there will be eventually the ability to utilize templates. So if you wish to mass produce items, then that is also going to be available. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. In terms of alloys, you have a couple of alloys that you make in the alloy furnace. So you can make the blue alloy ingot, the red alloy ingot, and then the purple alloy ingot. These are made using the recipes that are here. So to get the blue alloy ingot, you use 4 teslatite, so that's the powder that drops from the teslatite ore, as well as 1 bit of silver, and then you get the blue alloy ingot. Now to get red alloy ingot, there's 2 recipes that you can follow. You either use 4 redstone and 1 iron, or you use 4 redstone and 1 copper. And that'll basically get your red alloy ingot, and then the same for the purple alloy ingot. There's actually 2 recipes for it. You can either use 1 red alloy and 1 blue alloy, or you can use gold and 8 teslatite, and you can get the purple alloy ingot. These are utilized through different crafting recipes in order to get wires and also different machines. So blue power being blue power, basically it adds blue electricity, and that can be utilized by both machines as well as the battery block. Now this blue electricity is generated either via the solar panels that I've got kind of laid out here and attached to blue electric cable, or via an electric engine. I currently actually do not know how to use this, and there isn't a lot of documentation on how to use it, so I'm guessing it works somehow. If you have to right click it with coal, because there's no interface, I'm right clicking right now and it is not coming up with anything. So if you guys know anything about the Blue Electric engine, then please let me know in the comments down below. The only things that I do know about are the solar panel, the wires and stuff, because it's very similar to Red Power 2 back in the old Tekkit Classic days. However, I do not know what is happening with this. It may be an unfinished work in progress. Solar panels work just like solar panels in any other kind of tech mod for Minecraft, where you basically place them under direct sunlight and they will slowly generate power. And it doesn't actually use forge energy, so it uses bluetricity, and you can basically wire that and you can put it into a battery block. Once again, there is no interface for this machine or this battery block. However, there is actually a little indicator of how full it is, utilizing the texture, which is pretty cool. You shall see that kind of slowly fill up as you power it, which is pretty cool. And then blocks attached to sides of it or using wires are then powered. So as you can see, these guys have power. So you have both your blue electric furnace, which allows you to smelt ores, dusts, and whatever standard, kind of stuff that you can smelt in. So kind of does that, but with power, which utilizes no coal, obviously. And then you also have the powered alloy furnace, which is the exact same as this, just that it doesn't utilize coal. So very cool, very simple, very easy. Right, and next up we have a handful of items that are added to the game. So, downstairs, as you guys saw, we had different kind of ingots, gems, and whatnot. So, you get a basic layout of tools, which you get, like, your swords, pickaxes, axes, shovels, hoes. They also add a sickle, as well as a saw, which is very cool. There are also sickle alternatives for all vanilla ores and materials. So there's a wood, stone, iron, gold, and diamond. And you also have a stone and diamond saw as well. There isn't a theme, but I shall come to that a little bit later. So these all have varying stats. The gems have very similar stats, but they're very useful. They're about iron level, however, sometimes a bit more common and durable than iron tools. So, especially when I'm playing, I tend to use these a lot, because I actually play with this mod installed, and it's very useful. Sickle, basically, it's very similar to what you'd expect it to be. It mines little AoE patterns of like flowers and stuff, and then also has a decent amount of damage to it, so it's pretty useful. I've actually removed the ruby one now. Whoopsie daisy. Other than that, basically the saw itself allows you to cut blocks into micro blocks. So if I was to say grab a saw and the cyan terracotta, and I'll move this recipe out of here for now, you can actually cut blocks and make slabs and stuff. So if I get these slabs, I can then turn it into panels. And then depending on where the saw is, you can get like covers and stuff. So it's pretty cool. Very similar to your forge micro blocks. Right, so next up, looking at a few of the last items that we do have. We have a canvas bag, a seed bag, wool card, screwdriver, paintbrush, and multimeter. So, currently, basically your canvas bag is very similar to your backpack. You can open this and, wow, that's good bit of information, but you can basically store stuff inside it. Very useful if you're, needing storage on the go. Seed bag allows you to basically, if you have this in your inventory, then you can, store seeds in it. Pretty simple. I don't believe the full functionality has been added, but that's what it shall be used for. Then here you have your wool card. So basically this is used for getting string from a piece of wool, as well as the wool card itself. Very useful, especially if you're in need of string. Screwdriver is to rotate machines and wires and other aspects which are still being worked into the mod, but we'll come to that in a second. This is the same with the paintbrush. Currently it doesn't really have a use, but will have a future use. A lot of you Red Power 2 fans, as well as previous Blue Power users, will know the use of this. But I shall come to that in a second, and I'll go over the stuff that doesn't quite work yet. The multimeter itself allows you to check the voltage of different machines and stuff. So if I was to come back downstairs to where I've got my power set up, I can actually read the levels of power for the solar panels, and then also the power level of, you know, the battery itself, which is pretty cool. That's basically how you check without using an interface, which is pretty gnarly. So as you can see, those little levels there meaning it's got full power. So pretty cool, pretty simple. Right, so to go through some of the things that actually haven't been implemented, there are pneumatic tubes, and basically those are utilized to push and pull items throughout your world from different inventories. This is also what the paintbrush is used for. So basically, if you say didn't want two sets of pipes to connect, you could paint your pipes and then they wouldn't connect to each other, so the paintbrush would utilize different colors. Sadly, this isn't currently implemented. There are a couple of other things that aren't implemented, like the screwdrivers and stuff just yet, so you can't quite rotate your machine. Well, not every machine so far, but you can rotate some of them. So that is further stuff that will be coming to the mod. Basically, as well as tiles for your redstone wires. So there's a various amount of redstone logic gates and, you know, wires added to the game, so that you don't necessarily have to use redstone itself. And basically those are still being implemented and added to the game. So watch out for the development of this mod, because more is to follow. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. So Blue Power is an amazingly awesome mod made by the good old Quetzi, as well as the rest of his team. I shall leave once again a link in the description for you guys to go check it out. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you haven't already, leave a like and subscribe. Also, follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Ordinal Wolf, so at Ordinal Wolf. And then, yeah, leave a comment down below for what you would like to see in the next video, what mod you would like me to check out. And, yeah, thank you all for watching, and I shall see you in the next episode. Right, bye!